Looks like I got this all up. Let me see. It's Deborah shared. Okay. Oh, there's Ezra.
My little love.
There we go. Let
What
let
are you
let
doing?
let mom take it in for a little bit. So you could go on your phone and then you could just stare at him. Nice to have you here, Matt and Ezra. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get this going. The master's mind. Like I said, Craig is not here because he's celebrating with his family. His birthday is on Tuesday, and so we'll all celebrate that with him too. So hi Deborah, hi Melody, hi Deborah Bronner, Jim, Dustin, Sandy, Lisa Marie, Daryl, Bill Shoemaker, and of course Matthew and Ezra. So great to have you guys all here. So the thing I don't know if you guys seen me post this. I'm gonna go ahead and share it. Um, I don't know if you guys seen this, me posting this, but I think it's pretty awesome. Let me see, Michael's coming on. So, Lord, this is too heavy. Give it to me, my child. And of course, your worries, your fear, your anxiety, your heartaches. And 1 Peter 5:7 is, let me stop sharing and go to that one. You guys see that okay? And it's give all your worries, cares to the Lord. One of the things that I'm going to talk about today is just the concept. Hi, Jane again. Hi, Michael. Is just the concept of peace. So I think it's pretty interesting around Christmas time, around any holiday. You always hear that, you would like peace on earth. And really, the concept of peace is the opposite, the total opposite of anxiety, worry, fear, all of these things, right? And so it is pretty interesting that, during the time of holidays, your mind should be set on joy and happiness and love and how many people, are willing to admit that sometimes during this time you spend a little too much time in your head. You just like, because it is crazy how we talk about unrealistic expectations, but we really, as human beings, during the holidays, we probably wish that we were around certain family members, and maybe some of us would wish that some of these family members would pull their head out and and just be a part of the deals, happiness and joy. And then then is like, wow, do I have enough money for the right right presents? Do I, am I going to celebrate the right way? It's amazing how many things that we mentally go through on our head on how we can do the opposite of having joy and peace. Would you guys agree with that? And so, hi, Faith, and hi, Charles. Thanks for coming on here. Michael and Angela and iPhone. Great to have you on here. And welcome, welcome, welcome. And so, I wanted to go through just some simple concepts about peace. A lot of people, when they try to get peace in their mind, it's in even there's some kind of meditations they talk about where you got to work really hard on just not having any thoughts. How many people have been able to master that? Where you go, okay, I'm just gonna not have any thoughts, and it's like that doesn't work very well. I know that there's been some people out there that have tried to master that, and it's pretty amazing. But bottom line, getting a piece of just being quiet is sometimes not very easy to do. And so, one of the things that I've learned is that, for me, peace is not having negative thoughts. So, what I just do is I listen to either washed by the word, or I'll listen to something that, worship music. I'll actually out loud, get into the joyous part and the happy part and the worship part instead of just trying to be silent, because that puts me into joy. That puts me into, happiness. So I thought I'd really, really quickly, I just, with Chat GTP, I put, please share some scriptures in the Bible about peace. And John 14:27 is, peace I leave with you, my peace give unto you, give not as the world give I unto you, and let your heart not be troubled, neither let it be afraid. And so I think that all of us, if we had this place where we just were not only loving, but also in peace, not worrying about stuff. And so when you hear the whole concept that, what you need to do is when you're thinking, I was sharing this with Terry yesterday, is that what we have a tendency of doing just as human beings, we just think thoughts and then get, in the newer versions of the Bible, they replace worry with anxiety. And so, in this day and age, everybody's like, I have a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of anxiety. And anxiety is then, just constantly thinking about what's going to happen in the future. The worry of it, instead of thinking about how you can do things to make the future better, what you're doing is you're just spending time thinking about things that are going to go wrong instead of thinking of things that are going to go right. And so, hi, Tom, thanks for jumping on here. And so my whole total concept that I wanted to share with each and every one of you is, again, if you can just use that little graphic that I showed, and I know some people jumped on here a little after we got started, and so I'm going to put that back up there. And it's, again, just understanding that I was sharing with Terry again, that was listening to this guy, and I wish I could remember his name, but he just was talking about, okay, there's two thoughts. You have thoughts in your conscious and your unconscious brain, right? And then a lot of people don't have this concept or believe that sometimes we have feelings, which can be thoughts in our heart and also in our stomach. So how many of you have ever had a feeling where you felt something was not going to go right and your stomach hurts? Have you ever had this like knot in your stomach? It's pretty interesting, isn't it? That, everyone says your thoughts are here. Well, I don't have a headache. My stomach hurts. I have a knot in my stomach. And then there's been things that have also happened to me that are more like people oriented. You know what I mean? And when I feel like a person's like betrayed me, or they're doing something outright to just hurt me, then my stomach doesn't hurt, my heart hurts. You know what I mean? And so the whole concept of, getting into peace is just knowing that when you're thinking about how you're going to take care of whatever, now you're keeping it in your head space, right? So if you're going to use your head space and you do believe, you are a believer, then what you really need to do is get into that asking mode and just say, listen, according to the scriptures, the word said that I need to take all this stuff that I'm feeling, that I'm thinking, and just cast it over to you. Just give it to you. You're going to take care of it. And I believe that you're going to take care of it. And so, the whole thought of doing that, taking your heartaches, your anxiety, your fears, your worries, and just going, listen, you said you were going to take care of these for me. And I'm going to believe the word, and I'm just going to give it to you, and I'm going to have peace about this. I'm just going to do what I can do, and believing that you gave it to somebody else to take care of it, and then you're going to now live in peace, is the whole concept of faith. And when you take, again, the faith is a size of a mustard seed, you know what I mean? The whole concept of having just a little bit of faith means you have zero doubt, zero worry, zero fears, zero anxiety. And so, um, what if you did that and then it comes back? Well, how about a game of catch? Okay, you bring it back, cast it back over. It comes back, cast it back over. Just get in that mindset of just constantly saying, "Listen, I'm not going to worry about this. This is, everything's going to work good for me, meets all my needs according to his riches and glory." And that for some of you that know that I constantly listen, to washed by the word, these are just, verses again that just consistently keep coming to me. And like I was sharing with Sandy yesterday, which by the way, Matt did a fabulous job on Friday. I just, it's just awesome. And then we did our first Q&A and had Deb and Sandy on there and Lisa Marie. And it just was really real melody. It was just awesome. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to helping each and every one of you that way. And so the last thing I want to share with you about this concept is again, just know that if you're keeping it here, then all of a sudden what you're doing is you got yourself. It's that whole deal I say all the time, where the situation that you put yourself in because of your decisions, you know, is your mentality got you there. So now if you're trying to use that same thought pattern, that same thing of trying to get you out, that's where you hear people constantly saying these words. I'm very frustrated. I'm stuck. I'm confused. I don't know what to do. And so, I just think that that's very, very interesting that people keep doing the same thing. Another thing is, of course, with New Year's coming up, is a lot of people, I just think, you look at your whole 25, and a lot of people might not be happy with what happened in 2025. And I ask each and every one of you, is that's where you can get into the more of the gratefulness or the appreciation stuff by do the very, very best at looking at 2025 and do similar to Terry and I watched Sunday morning, and it was pretty interesting that there was a guy on there that said, well, listen, let's talk about some of the good things that happened in 2025, doing some highlights of some of your best points, knowing that, hey, listen, could it have been better? Well, it always could have been better. Bless you, Arthur. And so that's the message I wanted to share with each and every one of you, is that, maybe use AI or use whatever you can to say, what could I do to create a state of peace, to actually be peaceful and actually be in a place where you can actually do that. There was one other thing that just came to me, is that, a lot of people when they pray, again, they think that they're doing something wrong. All right? You're not. What you should do is, instead of being repetitive, instead of repeating prayers that other people have, what you need to do is just talk to God exactly the way you would talk to anybody. You can't do it wrong. So in doing that, one of the things that people go, well, I just don't know what to say. How many of you have been in a very difficult conversation before with somebody? And sometimes talking just makes it worse. So sometimes just being sometimes just being quiet, sometimes just being quiet and just wait for something to stir up in you. There's no way that you can go wrong with love, gratitude, appreciation, and also asking. There's just no way that you can go wrong that way. But a lot of people, again, like the businesses that I've been in. The reason that people won't move forward in life is because they don't have anything to look forward to. And so that's why they won't move forward. And so when they think about moving forward, the same thing always comes up. What if I do something wrong? What are people going to say? What if I say something wrong? What if I get rejected? See, it's all the stuff that's the opposite of, do I really believe if I went through thousands and thousands of people that I would find the right people at the right time? The answer is yes. Always yes. No matter what I've marketed or what I've done. And so, Bill, did you have a question? I see your hands up. Yeah, it we noticed that with Craig. Craig raises his hand, and for whatever reason, then it just notices it raised his hand, so that went up. So I really don't have anything else to say to each and every one of you. I was going to look at the calendar here quick because Craig is so good at. So of course we got tomorrow recess, and then of course Tuesday and Wednesday we have the daily wisdom. And then on Thursday, a lot of people, we were bringing this up on Thursday, is not only January 1st and New Year's Day, but, there's breakthroughs that we do on that day. And so I'm like, hey, a day is a day. So, for people that want to be on the breakthroughs, I'll be there. I'll be there. So please work peace into your life. I love and appreciate Terry and I love and appreciate each and every one of you. Matthew has got some deadlines where he's going to be putting some more stuff up, and we always can tell when this is not going smooth when Craig's not here. So I always just have to think about just doing the message instead of thinking of all the other stuff. So I love you guys. Happy New Year to you. 26 is going to be the best year ever. And take care and God bless. Bye for now.